Hi, thank you so much for your interest in this Excel for Workplace Problem Solving Mastery course. Let me explain why this course is different and how this course can add value to you. Firstly, the dataset. I'll not be using any random sample dataset to teach you Excel. You'll be working through these various cost files, revenue files, and lookup files of an IT project to perform data preparation, revenue cost reporting, and dashboard end to end. See, if you want to gain practical experience and exposure to problem solving, it's important that you work on real project problems and work with the real project data. And that's what you'll be doing in this course. Next, in this course, you will learn Excel by solving scenarios and problems. You see, there are so many different scenarios you will be working through, throughout this course, right from lesson one. Why this? Because when you work in a real world, when you work with the clients, or when you receive an Excel assessment from a client, or if your manager is asking you to do a report, the problems are never going to be straightforward and simple to solve. And that's why many people struggle at workplace to solve problems. So it's important that when you learn Excel by solving scenarios and problems. And in this course, the way I have designed this course is to teach you Excel by solving scenarios and problems right from lesson one. And we'll start with very basic problems and then slowly we'll increase the complexity. And by end of this course, you will be ready to solve most complex problems and scenarios that professionals face in the real world. Now let me show you how we solve one of the problems from the course. Now what is the problem? The problem is, what is the total employee count under leader Deepesh Jain? Okay, so now here we have the list of employees. Now the problem is we don't have the project leader name Deepesh Jain here. So the question is, how many people are under Deepesh Jain? Now where do we have the leader Deepesh Jain? We have another file here, which is the project file. And the project file shows the list of project IDs, what is the name of the project and who is the leader, right? So now what we need to do, we need to bring the project leader Deepesh Jain here so that we can count how many people are there, right? Now what is the problem here? So to bring the project leader Deepesh Jain here, we can do a VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP functions in Excel. Okay, I have explained the VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index and match, XLOOKUP with multiple criterias, everything in detail, very detailed, from very basic problems, in the course. So this is just to give a glimpse of how we solve the problems. Okay, so now how do we bring the project leader Deepesh Jain here, right? So here, if you look at here, I have the project ID here, right? Because for me, if I want to bring the project lead Deepesh Jain here from this file to this file, there should be a common column in between both the files. Okay, so now what is the common column there? If I look at here, in this file, I have the project ID, right? This is the common column. And here also I have the project ID, right? Now, there are a couple of things that we need to fix first. What is that? So first of all, the project ID is in, and the name is in a single column, right? We need to separate that. We need to separate the project ID and the services. Second, if you look at the project ID format is PID001 here, but here it is 1, right? So they are not matching. For the XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP, for any lookup function to work, the format should be exactly the same, right? So now what do we do? So let us first split this, right? So first let us give a services and then project ID. Right? So now what I need to do, if I want to split this, there are multiple options for me. I can use text split, I can use left-right combinations, or I can use a flash fill. So flash fill is the easiest approach here, but flash fill has a problem also. I will explain you that later. So now if I want to populate the project ID, what I need to do, I need to start typing SAP HANA, Microsoft Analytics. So as soon as I start typing, Excel understood I'm trying to recover the project ID. So Excel is giving me the hint. All that I need to do is just hit the enter key. So now I have populated it. Now similarly, project ID is PID001, PID002. Now it is not getting populated. So what I can do, I can select all this. I can go to Home tab, go to this small arrow and select flash fill. Now we are done. Now what is the problem with this flash fill? See, the problem is that suppose these rows are increasing, right? This flash fill is not going to work because this flash fill is a text. It is not going to work because it's not a formula, it's a text. So every time you will have to use the flash fill. So it's better to use a formula if you expect your data size is going to grow, right? Now we have populated the project ID. Now if you go to the other sheet, right? If you go to the other sheet, we have the project ID here, but the problem is the XLOOKUP will not work. See, if I do an XLOOKUP here, right? let's say if I want project leader, if I do an XLOOKUP, see XLOOKUP, what is that we are trying to find out, or for what is the common value here? This is our lookup value, right? For this project ID, we are trying to find out. So I will select this, comma. Where is this lookup value sitting in the other sheet? It is here, right? Comma. And what is the output we want? We want the project leader output. Now, if I close bracket, there are few more parameters. I'm not giving that. I will get an error. Why is that I'm getting an error? The reason I'm getting an error is because this value is not matching with this value. So what should I do? I should make sure that this value matches with the other value. So I will insert a new column here, and then I will say project ID 6 digit. Okay, now to convert this into a 6 digits, I will use a text function. Again, I'm not explaining this here. I have explained this in detail in the course. So basically, I'm converting a number to a text, right? Because if I want to add zeros in the front, right, I need to convert this into a text. So I will select this, and then I will say, give me 3 characters. So now Excel will give me 3 characters. So here it actually prefixed the 2 zeros before 1, right? Now I've got 001. All that I need to do is now before this, I need to add the PID and join that with this formula. Now it becomes PID 001. Now what I need to do, instead of referring to this cell, what I will do, I will refer to the column T. So instead of this, I will say, I will change here, right? I'm referring to project ID, which is this column, but I want to refer to project ID 6 digits column, right? So I will change this to project ID 6 digit. Now it worked. So now we know project leader column we got, and here we have Deepesh Jain, and how many people are there? 143 people. So now, this is why I say, at the workplace, the problems will not be straightforward. We need to think through, and we need to use a combination of functions, tools to solve the problem, okay? And I have explained everything from very basics in the course, and of course, when you get stuck, if you don't understand something, you can always, clarify that with me during our weekly connects, okay? But to solve the problem, what is very important is you need to have a very good understanding about the data. So you need to understand the business KPIs. So all that is required. Okay. I hope you understood now how to approach the problem solving, and that is exactly what you will be learning in this course. I have covered most of the functions in this course. So you prepare the data and you use most of the functions. You use text functions, date functions, number functions, lookup functions, logical functions. You start building scenarios like this using logical functions, and you work on reporting problems. You build a revenue cost analysis where you build plan versus actual revenue. You understand actually what is the profitability variances, right? And for this, you need to go through a series of steps, and then you need to work on the dashboards, right? So you build a headcount dashboards, and you learn how to quickly build headcount dashboards. See, in real world, let me tell you, it is not you won't spend a lot of time, designing the dashboard. You spend a lot of time actually, completing the various stages. The dashboard design only starts here. The dashboard design only starts here. But there's a lot of process that you need to go through when you work in real world. And that's exactly what we are going to go through in this course. Understand how the end-to-end dashboard is prepared. Also, it's not like you get this course, you start learning on your own, and when you have questions, you have no one to ask. See, this is an advanced level course. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. So that is why we have 3 connects every week to clear your doubts. You can join whenever you are available, whenever you are free, clarify your questions, okay? And that way, it's going to be an ongoing mentorship journey. Once you complete the course, I'm going to help you to learn new skills, right? So we build this Excel dashboard, and then next, I will teach you how to migrate or how to move this dashboard to Power BI, right? And that's very important skill. And you're going to learn that over a 5 days Power BI masterclass, completely free, right? And then you will also learn the important skills for workplace, like using Excel Copilot and all that, right? So it's going to be an ongoing journey. So once you enroll, our mentorship, going to be there forever, right? So I really look forward to, connecting with you. Start your journey, go through the details below, and then if it suits your requirement, do onboard, and I will really look forward to seeing you, from the next class. Thank you so much.